Warning, the following content may be fucked up and you can't really watch this with other fucking like kids and shit. So like don't fucking like watch it with kids because kids shouldn't be watching this shit. I don't know if anybody should be watching this shit because Mark's super fucked up.
Mark,
he's still talking. God damn.
he's still playing with the damn box.
Fuck. He is. He's so.
You know what? Welcome him. Everyone say hi to the new co-host.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her.
Damn, am I the only one not live?
Oh,
and
hi,
wrong?
Mark.
Well, let me say this. Carson is doing the smack my head moment already tonight live. Look at this guy.
What's going on, gang? I got tacos on my shirt.
There. You love our Drew Manchu.
Yeah.
Tacos.
Tacos.
So we got a crazy
Not tacos.
show. We've got a crazy show tonight. We're talking about our favorite toys.
What you got right there, Chad?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I got something in the mail, and I have no idea what it is.
Looks like comic books.
Well, it's from some guy in London.
Oh, maybe it's British toffees.
It could be British toffees.
Yeah,
Are they
maybe it's British
delicious?
toffees. They might be. They might be good.
He wants us to review. He wants us to review it.
Is it good, Chad?
I don't know. It's his
What's the art look like, Chad?
Rob Lakefield. Hold on, let me open this.
We probably shouldn't, in the interest of holding a quality relationship with this individual in the future, review his book then.
Man, all I know is I'm happy it's Friday night. Let's get into this chat here.
Oh yeah.
We got Ricky Markstadt, founder
Tricky Ricky
of the Comic Corp Discord server. What is going on, Ricky? One of my all-time favorites of the Comic Corp chat there. He says, Markstat 6-9 says he just beat Barrett 316 into the chat. What is going on, Chris Barrett? Scared me there for a second. I didn't see him in the chat, but then there he was because, hey, it's Friday. I knew he was going to be there. We got Big Scott Evans. What is going on, Scott? Once again, congrats, Scott, on that book you got today from that Heritage auction. Phenomenal book there.
9.8.
Let's see who else we got. We got our pal John's Comics with Kids. This guy put out an awesome video this week. Anytime we can get Lego John and all those other villainous Johns reviewing books, some of my favorite videos ever. So definitely,
John did pretty good impressions of a good number of community.
Yeah, he did some. His Alec impression kills me every time. And
his TJ impression was great.
Dragon.
Yeah.
So
his
check out
Perry
John's
impressions
videos.
on point.
Some of the absolute best in the entire community. John's videos of when he does the reviews. So he and John, it's okay to not like Deceased. Trust me, you did good there. And then our pal, the Stream Elements robot, just showing up and then doing nothing after that. So good job, Stream Elements. You're doing great.
We need to find a way to make that bot work for us. Does anybody know how to code?
Yeah, I see it do work in other people's chats, but then it gets into our chat. Like, yeah, whatever. But we're going to
like
talk
the rest
about
of us. Ooh, that's pretty cool.
Awesome topics. So we're going to talk about the toys that made us tonight, based on the Netflix series. We're going to talk about the importance of some of these toys when we were growing up. How long do we collect toys? What labels did we collect? Why did we get out of toy collecting? Did we get out of toy collecting, really? Find out. But next up, we got to go. It's time for Picks of the Week. All right, so unfortunately I worked every day this week, so my pick of the week is just being here right now. But I also did get a mystery box from Kevin Eastman today, and I got this really cool TMNT 74, and right down there, it is
down where?
Kevin Eastman. Down there, baby. I put it in a Mylar full bag just for you.
Oh, full. I love a full one.
It's a signed book. I had to put it in that full bag. So this is Trial of Krang Part 2, right before the death of Krang. So by default, all these turtle books are my pick of the week. Got all these.
All that was in that box, man. That is awesome.
Yeah, all this was in that box I got today. So
that's awesome, man.
All these turtle books that I can never find for the life of me.
Does that help out getting your runs?
Absolutely. It starts a lot of my runs, actually. So
Speaking of the runs, I was watching you do that video while I was in the bathroom at work today.
Yeah, I know that's the way you like to watch all of my videos. So I could never find this. This is volume 4. This was done in like the 2000s. So this particular issue came out in 2004. Which who was collecting turtles in 2000s? Not too many. But I was lucky enough to get that. And then they had like a lot of the volume 2 Mirage as well. From another, basically it's 2 bundles I bought them into one. I got the whole series as Flaming Carrot. I got this really cool. I actually plan on reading this soon. I don't know if I can access it in the stack here, but there was a Casey Jones like 2-issue miniseries. It was basically done by like a lot of the guys who helped Alan Moore do the Swamp Thing stuff in the 80s, like Rich Beach and John Tottlebean did the covers on it, and then Kevin Eastman did the inks and the colors. So this book looks really awesome, 90s goodness. So there's part 1, and then of course you got like Swamp Thing Casey on part 2, because I guess when you have most of the creators of the Alan Moore Swamp Thing saga, you're gonna have Swamp Thing Casey somehow. So I'm really looking forward to reading a lot of these because I've never seen them before.
Special shout out to Knights of Old too, by the way. One of the hottest dudes on the Golden Guys.
Whoops.
We love hot dudes here at the Comic Corp, especially when they're on the Golden Guys.
He's one of the hottest we got, baby.
Oh, and all those books.
We're gonna have the calendar, the Men of Comic Corp.
Personal collection.
I like that dude.
I like that. He only signed one of them.
Yeah, well,
I sign all of my books
as well. That's all I got. Drew,
yeah, Carson, nice
you got picks of the week.
They ran away.
Dude, I read a lot of stuff this week. A lot of good stuff came out. We'll start with the DC stuff. Dead Planet has continued to be good, even though there's a healthy dose of Constantine in this book. All those Justice League dark characters that everybody loves so much that I can't stand all start to bite it in this, and that's pretty cool. Spoiler alert. Batman 96. This is just like, Alfred, you're still dead. Even though I want you to be alive and I want to be happy and I want to play Batman in a sparkly blue suit in the daytime. It's like, I don't know what's going. I mean, it's still good. The Joker War stuff's still going on, and he's kind of got this like a hallucination kind of thing going on, which is kind of cool for Batman. But this was the Batman book to pick up this week. This is kind of like a Tales from the Dark Multiverse kind of deal, like they did with the first what's it called, Dark Knight's Metal, where each knight had their own thing going on. This is like an anthology book with a bunch of different little stories and the origin of the Robin King, whatever the hell that is, that's making that book a hot book. This has continued to be surprisingly good. The art is stellar. The story keeps giving you twists and turns. If you're not up on Marvel history, it kind of reads like an encyclopedia of lore, which kind of sucks in a way because I wish more people could enjoy it the way I'm enjoying it. But there is a way to do that, and that's with the Empire Handbook.
Oh my God.
You guys know how I like handbooks, and this is a Ron Lim cover.
Damn.
I thought it was really, really cool. And
awesome.
And I'll tell you what I really like about this handbook is it is Empire branded, but if you're just like an Avengers and a Fantastic Four fan and you like these kind of handbooks and you haven't been up on Marvel for the last couple of years, this is a fun read through. It tells you a little bit about the blue area, the moon, some Captain Glory stuff in here, Captain Marvel all the way up from the time where she was riding the cycle. She had lost her powers when she was running Alpha Flight. Some really cool stuff in here, like the Fantastic Four all the way through like the Leonard Kirk run.
Yeah, the red and black, man. That's
right.
When
all the way up through Secret Wars. And then you got like a Hulkling update since he's a big part. Yeah, so this is really cool, but I think the whole reason that I really got into it was that Ron Lim cover, which is pretty dope. And I think that Ron Lim cover is probably my cover pick of the week by far. Celestial Messiah. If you guys don't know, Sequoia or Koi is the big bad of Empire, and he is the son of a Kotati copy of Swordsman and Mantis. And this is basically his mother trying to be like, hey, don't be a plant douchebag. And him being like, stop trying to control my mind, mommy. And that's pretty much that whole book. Empire X-Men, Plants versus Zombies versus X-Men versus the Golden Girls. If that doesn't sound interesting to you, I don't want to be your friend. Hickman's writing what set up the story here, and Jerry Duggan and Benjamin Percy are writing the story there. That was cool. Phantom X, giant size. This was good. If you don't know anything about Phantom X, this tells you everything you need to know about Phantom X. The one thing it doesn't really tell you is what happened between Xavier when he was X in that X-Men, Astonishing X-Men series, where he was basically just took the body of Phantom X. It doesn't tell you anything about that. But also, we got Maestro in this Marvel Tales Future Imperfect, which is the whole Future Imperfect story reprinted with this really, really great square-bound in-hook Lee cover. I almost bought this the other day, both issues, and the guy at my shop was like, look, don't overpay for that. There's a Marvel Tales coming out next week.
And they got
I'll wait.
They got that new Maestro series coming out where it just after the accident happens to him, how he gets to be that way. So make sure you get this book, and then you'll be ready for the new series.
And like this was written by Peter David, probably my favorite Hulk writer.
Yeah, really good.
It's got art by some guy I've never heard of before. What's it? George
Jefferson.
George Perez?
Oh wait, really?
George Perez?
What?
George who? I don't know.
No,
It's by this guy named George, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good
cover, because those George Perez covers, I prefer those.
George Perez didn't do the covers though. It was Keown did the cover.
No, that's did he?
Yeah.
Maybe
he did do the cover.
No, he could be right.
Fish Tropics in the chat.
No, he did. He did the cover because you can see his signatures right there. Yeah.
Yep, there it is.
Covers.
I like that cover better.
Better than the In-Hook Lee cover?
Heck yeah.
Well, that's probably because you've been drinking. Did I like a week ago?
Like a week ago, bro.
Okay. Yeah. Let's take focus off of my head.
All right, so those are some great picks, Drew. What do we have from Kat?
Hi. So I was stuck at work all this week as well, which meant no time for the comic shop. However, I did get something very cool in the mail the other day, and that being my new love, our new baby, our evil gremlin.
Nice.
So,
Stripe?
No. I'm waiting for Stripe to come on pre-order, but this is just like their quote-unquote evil gremlin.
Is it Stripe or is it Spike? Because in my reality, I remember Spike. I don't know.
But he's a 1-for-1 scale. He's technically a puppet, but like both Mark and I, like our hands are too big to like.
Oh no, my hands got in there, but I didn't
possibly
help out.
Because he has very small women-like hands.
No, I don't.
Like I love him. I love him, and he's perfect.
He looked great on the Cinema Figures set.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not sitting next to me when I'm trying to wake up in the morning.
I may have scared Mark with him already.
That would be scary for the gremlin.
Yeah.
For
Mark's just like he's not coming to bed with us, is he? I'm
Thanks,
like,
Jen.
no, he's just sitting on the nightstand.
We got a question.
What the is Mark eating?
Something good.
He's eating Reese's.
Mm-hmm.
Reese's.
That's cool.
Well, it's like the most normal thing Mark has eaten on this entire show ever.
Oh no! Do you want to tell him what you were eating before? What I
Here we
got
go.
yelled at for?
Mhm.
He was eating. So we had pepperoni lovers pizza
Mhm.
from Mediterranean Parkway. They've got really good pizza there.
Mhm.
But he had it sitting out for about an hour,
Mhm.
and he went to take a shower.
Mhm.
So I was like,
Oh, nice,
oh,
Ryan. Okay. How
okay.
shower?
So this pizza, it's done. It's gone. It's no longer good. So
I rented it room temperature, and you gave it to the dog.
I gave it to Odin because Odin really wanted that pizza.
Yeah,
and
you
we
know
all
how
know
just-
what happens when Odin really wants something, don't we, Carson?
Are you
Odin is a
talking
good
with
boy,
his hands?
and he
Please tell me
needed
you're
some
messing
pizza.
with me right now.
So he got pizza. And then Mark got mad because I gave him pizza. Even though there's pizza in the fridge, you could have more pizza.
Are you really moving that around right
I
now?
am.
Not only did Mark lose his sandwich to Odin, now he's lost a pizza to Odin as well. So Odin's definitely
Odin's
always
up.
the winner somehow.
Odin's up.
Wow.
So before we get to Legend, I gotta say hi to this one guy. He's my first subscriber ever, Legend. And that's Fish Tropic. What is going on, Fish Tropic? Always like seeing him in the chat. And we still got Knights of Old hanging out, Chris Barrett hanging out. Who Flung Poo? I love that name. He says Cat the Bizarro Orange Cassidy. Great name right there.
He is bizarre.
So, Legend, I don't know if you got a chance to read anything, but did you pick up anything cool this week?
You know, I've got a whole box that hopefully I'll get to do a video tomorrow morning showing another Golden Age book. I know everyone loves some good Golden Age, and you know, of course, I got to mail that fat check to the Comic Link and get some freaking 4 awesome, amazing Golden Age books pretty soon. But I do have 2 freaking variants. I know, you know, some people don't like the variants, but they were a great deal on eBay, so I went ahead and got them there. You'll see what they are tomorrow, but basically, they're the Fantastic Four Empire #1 variants or whatever, that in Hook Lee one drew. I got that one, and then I got the 1 in 50 that has Sue Storm on it, and I haven't read Empire yet, but it's the first appearance of the little Kree and the little Skrull, and so that's kind of cool. And of course, they end up joining the 4, I think, in the storylines. But like I said, that's only from the previews that I've read. That I started reading a Treasury last night. Let me show it to you. And I fell asleep. You know, you see Treasuries, they're pretty long. And I've had this in the collection in a while, and I just never have read it. But really nice high grade.
Is that a Mylar?
Yeah, it's a Mylar.
For
It's
your Treasury?
Yeah.
How the hell you get that?
like
Hey,
this
Drew,
is
it's a great
You got
Legend.
the hookup.
Yeah,
I know.
you know how I do it.
Tell us all
this
about that, Mylar.
This is the size I use for my Mylars. Now, this one, Carson, is a fullback, you know, custom fullback for this certain bag that I got from eGerber. And if anyone's really interested in these, drop me a little DM. I'll let you know the size to get and what you need to order. Gerber. It's beautiful, high grade. And the reason why I was reading this book last night was tonight I was moderating a panel for the Hero Initiative, and we had a chat and Q&A with the great Jerry Conway. Man, one of the freaking greatest writers in the history of comic books, I would have to say, of the 20th century. I mean, for that Marvel bullpen in the late 60s, early 70s, you had, you know, Stan Lee at the top, you had Roy Thomas, and right under Roy was Jerry Conway. And man, you know, he was the one that
Bronze Age legend.
I know he killed off the Gwen Stacy. I mean, the Spider Buggy, you know, the classic. And the Spider Buggy was just a fun story that y'all need to read up on that and why he did the Spider Buggy and how it was related to go figure, a toy line. You know, the toy creators wanted Marvel to do like a Spider-Man vehicle for Spider-Man to ride in, and all the riders in the bullpen were like, come on, he freaking has the webs. He travels with those. But Stan says, I don't care. We need to make something to, you know, for the toys. And they did the old classic Spider Buggy, which was really cool because
Like the good old Superman mobile.
like the Superman bill, you know, when we read the Old Man Logan on Modern Men that one time, we got to see the classic Old Man Hawkeye whip out that Spider Buggy. But anyway, he created that. I mean, so many fun things that he created. Of course, he created Comic Man Andy's favorite Marvel character, aka Frank Castle, the Punisher, Jackal. I mean, so much good stuff for Marvel. And then, he went over to DC and got to write a lot of the kick-ass stuff for DC. Of course, he actually got to start submitting books, submitting stories to DC, but went to Marvel. Got to read some of the favorite characters. Of course, his very first comic book reading as a kid was Fantastic Four issue 4, the first Silver Age appearance of Submariner. And of course, that's the first appearance of Thing's Blue Boots. And just a great freaking career. He created Firestorm, Ronnie Raymond, Dr. Martin Stein, Killer Frost, that original 1 through 5 volume. We talked about how he's most upset. We talked about, are you upset with the way they're doing your characters? And, and he said no, because, everyone brings something new to the table when they're writing characters. But one thing he said, he wasn't happy with Firestorm because you've seen the Firestorm with Ronnie and Jason. What made Firestorm work was that dynamic between Ronnie and Dr. Stein, where Dr. Stein was, when they were the Firestorm, Dr. Stein was his major conscience in his mind, and he was trying to help Ronnie, in the back of his mind and everything. Kind of like the classic Jiminy Cricket and Pinocchio. You always have a conscience to be your guide. Martin was Ronnie's guide. And, when you have Jason and Ronnie, you don't get that because you get two teens. You get two teens when you go to high school and you have a classmate. But, I mean, that dynamic is what we were kind of talking about between certain characters, and that's what makes characters work. And, I mean, just an amazing.
Jason's more of like a odd couple pairing.
Yeah, kind of like an odd couple, but maybe just an amazing man to chat with and talk to. And of course, he wrote this bad boy right here. We learned so much about him that I didn't know about him, which was really cool. And what is so awesome is, go to heroinitiative.org/merchandise, get in on some of these panels and Q&As, because to me personally, it's a great deal. You pay like $100 or whatever. Some are cheaper, some are more expensive. Some of the artists you get, they'll do commission work for you. And the greatest thing about it is these are like once in a lifetime moments where it was just me and 4 other guys. Omar didn't show tonight. I don't know where the hell he was, but I mean, you start doing
good old Omar.
You moderate enough of these panels, and I got to see one.
He's been on a lot of them.
Yeah, I got another buddy. The one, I can't remember his name, but he's been in there before. I think his name was John or something. But he always has that wrestling background on his screen. It's so funny. But he was there, and it was just like old times. But you get to know a lot of other folks that they don't do any YouTube or anything like that. But they're great guys, great gals. They donate money to the Hero Initiative, and then they get to spend time with some of the icons in the history of comics. So if you've never done that, like a private Q&A, make sure you go to Hero Initiative Day and check to see what they have. I've sat in with Ed McGuinness, Art Adams, freaking Dave Gibbons from Watchmen fame. I mean, so much cool folks. And man, they also have some great jokes, and you can't get it. And we got, and Chad's going to talk about this later, that this year's Mainframe Comic-Con, our third Mainframe Comic-Con, will have private Q&A panels. I mean, so like, what are you waiting for, man? Get involved, help out the Hero Initiative, and get in on some of these once in a lifetime panels, because that's the best kind of channels. There it is.
Sam doing.
Sam has been under the weather. Look at him. He looks tired.
Oh.
His face is looking a little wrinkly.
Hi, Sam.
He's a cute dog, man. What a big, lovable dog, man.
Good boy.
Damn, I wish I had some big dogs like that.
You
But
get a
not
big
Roman.
dog.
I don't like that Superman punch. But yeah, that's about my pick of the week. So my pick of the week was Jerry Conway getting to sit down with the man, the legend, Jerry freaking Conway. Make sure, like I said, heroinitiative.org/merchandise. Get in on some of these panels, and you never know, you may see the great legend moderating some of those bad boys again,
Speaking of moderators, we got another one in the chat. What, the breakout star of the Comic Corp, Comic Man Andy? What's going on, Andy? Nice to see you in the chat.
There he is. Yeah, Andy, man, it's great to see you, man. Damn.
And I know this guy likes his Marvel. He likes that Spider-Mobile. We got Reggie Collects in the chat. What's going on, Reggie? Nice to see you.
Yeah, that Spider-Mobile, man.
Only one vehicle trumps the Spider-Mobile.
Fan.
Is that
I know
That's the
it is.
Thanos copter.
Really? No.
There's one that's even better than that.
Flash's motorcycle.
That's the dumbest thing ever. The last issue of Avengers, right?
Oh.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
No, finish.
That's all right. Filibuster. You can filibuster.
No, I'm good.
Who are you going to call? Filibuster.
The last issue of Avengers, they're doing this whole arc where Moon Knight is stealing all the powers of everybody in the Marvel universe, and he's having this conversation. I can't even remember which character it was. I think it was Black Panther, and he's like, everything I stole, I've needed, and he's like, and he's like, especially the Thanos copter. I just thought it was funny. Now go ahead, Chad.
My pick of the week.
What's your pick of the week, Chad?
I haven't bought anything. Like, I don't have anything here, but here's my pick of the week.
There it is.
They are on the way.
And you know what? NECA did it right this time, because last time on the Casey Jones and Wrath, they screwed up. Walmart is the worst to buy something through. You can't pre-order; it won't show up. It never shows up. Like it comes up and then it's like, boop, sold out.
And then it hits shelves before you actually get your pre-order.
Yeah, so they went. This went up. I think this runs until when is it, Carson? Next week?
Yeah, something like that. So if you guys are trying to get those NECA figures like Chad and I are, you got to go to their NECA specific store. But they're kind of doing like a timed edition, similar to like what Mondo Tees does with some of their posters now. So they got like, basically like a 9-day to 2-week window where you can go to their website and give these a pre-order. And I think that's as many as they're going to manufacture. So I'm glad NECA's kind of catching on to that type of idea, because getting these last few 2-packs has sucked. And luckily I had the Bebop and Rocksteady. Our friend JD from Golden Guys hooked me up on that one, but I still have yet to see, the Casey Jones Raphael 2-pack, which I was looking forward to. And there's other ones at Target, like the Slash. I think there was a 2-pack with him in it. I haven't seen that one, and it's getting frustrating trying to track.
Slash and Leatherhead.
Yeah, Slash and Leatherhead. Yeah, I would love the Leatherhead too.
I don't think that's out yet.
It dropped this week at Target. I saw a couple.
So you'll never see it.
Exactly.
Probably not.
No, here's the thing. Target. If you want that stupid turtle thing, what was that concert they did back in the day?
Coming out of their shells.
Yeah, if you want that 4-pack, that's up. You can get that anywhere right now.
Really?
Yeah, like it's a Target exclusive, but I mean, it is dumb.
Like when that came out, I don't know. Me and Chad, we're closest in age. We were already we had already watched the Turtles. I mean, we were kind of outgrowing it. And when that came out, that's kind of like just some Wiggles thing, or like Sesame Street on Ice.
Man, I love the Wiggles. Wiggles are great.
Well, I saw them live. No doubt about it. I took my oldest to see it. That was awesome. But yeah.
Oh, here's my pick of the week. Ready?
Oh yeah.
That's my pick of the week. And then.
Fresh peanut butter.
Tell them the story about this, Chad. This was a big time story.
We got to go on the.
This is the rarest peanut butter in the world, guys.
He ground it up in a coffee grinder.
Tell them all about it.
So I'm talking to Carson on the way home from work, and Carson says, "Man," he starts talking about this honey roasted peanut butter, right? I'm like, "Man, that sounds amazing." And I've been trying to like cut out sweets and stuff. So I'm like, I'm gonna go buy that. So I get home and I'm sitting there and I'm like, the closest Fresh Time is 45 minutes away. So I call Carson. I said, "Hey, you're riding with me while we go to get peanut butter." So we're talking on the phone and we do a group call. So Drew and Legend jump on. Now, if you want to witness something, you need to go shopping with me or order something from me.
Oh God.
Yep.
It's absolutely a train wreck.
Yep.
So literally go in there. Carson's like, "Chad, it's over by the bulk stuff." So I'm like walking around. The person says, do you see? I go up to this person. I'm like, "Hey, where can I find a grinder?" They look at you kind of weird. I'm like, "I need to learn how to grind." And they're like, "I'll get somebody over there." Carson says, the Legend, he's gonna put the shit in a coffee grinder. So I get the honey roasted, and there's a grinder right beside the peanuts. So I put it in there. Well, apparently I'm not allowed to go back to fresh time because I'm there. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, because of the COVID, they said.
Yeah,
Wait, because of the COVID?
No, because everybody who wants coffee now needs to make sure they don't have a peanut allergy.
Yep.
Well, the thing is, the problem is with today's society, and my library is closed to the public, right? They just start trying to open the doors when there's a big ass sign in like big red letters, library closed, town hall closed. But people don't read the signs anymore. So,
but there was no sign.
Why would they be going to the library if they couldn't read, Legend?
Because they want to learn, Drew.
All right,
They want to
so.
learn.
Well,
Yeah, there was
Be a
those are
legislator, and
points.
they're like, maybe there's a great librarian there who will break out in song.
Maybe there's a
and tell me
legendary
a
library.
story.
Carson and I had this conversation the other day. Carson, when was the last time you went to a library?
I think we agreed college.
But I went to a
That's right.
library. They have like DVDs and video games and shit.
Oh
Yeah, they do.
It's people that don't have access to computers come use the internet. We got a fax machine if they need to do old school way of sending stuff. So, man, they got a lot of great uses.
You guys have pigeons?
Through there now, digitally.
Mhm. And you get free digital downloads and everything.
What's that app that ties in with the libraries?
Well, there's a lot of them. We use Cloud Library. There's one called
Hoopla.
Reading.
Hoopla.
They've got Comics Plus is another one that I read a lot of Dynamite comics on and IDW on. It's freaking awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got a poor man's comics in the chat. He's trying to claim that Gremlin cat.
No, this is my new baby.
Maybe that.
What I did earlier this week, a lot of the times behind the scenes, I'll try to think up of some topics for some shows. And so this time I was like, you know what? I'm going to ask Kat Wren what she would like to talk about. And Kat Wren, tell them about the topic you chose for us this week.
All right. So, Legend. We've talked about like our history throughout comics. We've talked what first got us into comics. We've talked about us and our like realm nerds. We've talked about some of our favorite shows, what we're streaming, all these different things we talk about on the regular. But you know what we don't really talk about on the regular, which is a shame? It's our toys. Now, what's better than the toys that we were raised with? So for this episode, it's the toys that made us like that show, but even better because it's your Saw telling you their stories. Oh. And yes, this is Lamb Chop. And there's a question in the chat. This is Lamb Chop, and Lamb Chop needs to quit attacking my hair.
Hey,
Bob World.
Yeah, guys.
What's up, Bob?
I got to give a big shout out to Bob. Bob actually talked to me a lot this week about Sam because he was online late, and me and him talked quite a bit, and I just wanted to tell him thanks for his friendship, and that was he's a good dude, man.
Bob World, he is a lover of dogs too, Chad, just like you, my friend.
But Bob, he's so nice, man, and he actually made me a bumper for Mainframe, which is phenomenal. I could upload it later, but he's the man. If you guys, just one of the kindest souls I've ever met.
I agree, my friend. I chat with Bob every now and then. Drop him a line. We go back and forth and talk about comics, pop culture, all the cool ass stuff out there. One of the best, probably, if not the best, in the comic book community.
We got aggressively relaxing in the chat as well. What's going on, man? It's a song that never ends.
Yeah.
I know
Hey,
Kat
on
Wren
and on,
now.
my friends.
One of the best. Well, Kat Wren, you brought up the toys that made us. Of course, that show's awesome. I haven't watched it yet, but I need to because there's a crap ton of episodes and I'm far behind on it. But Kat, you have a lot of toys that made you what you are today. I mean, I don't think we would have Cat Wren figures if you weren't into toys or action figures. So what was some of those kick-ass figures that you remember first getting as a kid and that really changed your life and got you into the action figures and pop culture of them all?
So I know there's some that we're all going to be talking about. Of course, we all loved the TMNTs. I had quite a few of them growing up that I had to share with my brother, my older brother and I. There's a 2.5-year difference there. So we were both raised on, the animated Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then later, the Turtles actually being able to cross over with the Power Rangers. Stop ripping the headphone out of my ear, hon.
What?
Sitting on it.
I'm sorry, you gave my pizza to the dog.
Wow.
But
maybe the dog earned it, Mark. Maybe
the
dog
live
earned
action Turtles crossing over with the Power Rangers, that was really awesome. And that was kind of like, my toys, like a dream of, my Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and my Turtles actually teaming up together like they always did when we hung out. But I actually brought a couple from my childhood and some new ones. So I've got my gorgeous Trick or Treat Studios evil gremlin right here, and I got the Gizmo not too long ago from them. But this is actually my original Gizmo from when I was a little girl.
Whoa!
Right here. This is my OG Gizmo because my mom was not willing to buy me the expensive NECA or the don't do that to Lamb Chop. Okay.
Kat,
puppet means a lot to me.
Kat, I actually have a rubber-ish plastic Gizmo from the original movie that came out in what was that, 84 or 86?
I was in the 80s. I came out in the 90s.
I'm not excited to you, but I have it for you.
Awesome.
I
I remember my mom surprised me with this, and I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, he's kind of crude by comparison, but this was freaking awesome as a little kid.
And then this is what happens when you feed him after midnight.
1984, by the way.
So
awesome year for movies, man.
This was the coolest thing ever. But I've got my OG Lamb Chop puppet.
Classic.
Because I used to watch Lamb Chop all the time when I was a little girl, and I used to go over to my Nana's house after daycare, and we watched Lamb Chop, and we watched Pokemon, Little House on the Prairie, and Xena.
That girl always fell in that opening.
But she only had 10 channels on her TV, and Lamb Chop was one of the few things that she actually allowed me to watch. And Lamb Chop. Learned a lot of really great lessons from this puppet. Also, my boy George Perez, also a Lamb Chop lover.
Who?
Mm-hmm.
I
like Lamb Chop as well, but normally after the grill, probably about 150 degrees.
Honestly, I'm not a big lamb fan. I don't like it. Do you like lamb?
It's delicious.
I'm
gonna lamb vindaloo.
I was hoping to show my Xena and my Venus action figures. The turtle Venus. Yes, Carson, Venus was my girl because I was a little girl, and for once there was a female turtle, and I was super excited about it. Yes, I'm a Venus fan.
Yeah, Jenica,
everyone
who?
can go ahead. Fuck Jenica. Okay? Venus was my turtle. Okay, I loved me some Leonardo, and then they introduced Venus, and I was like, oh my God, finally, there's a girl turtle. I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Yes. Is it campy as hell? Yes. Do I still have my action figure? And I'm pretty sure my niece stole it when I showed it to her.
Definitely.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Because I had that and I had Xena both sitting out, and she came by, and both of them are missing now. 4-year-old with sticky fingers.
Actually, maybe it may have been your brother as well.
Oh, well.
Nah.
That's why
my hot girl went.
Your hot girl.
I saw Mark threw it up on top. It's up on top.
Probably. But I also got my fat Garfield because, Carson and I, we're from Indiana. We're Hoosiers.
Indiana.
Indiana.
Jim Davis, man. We got to love the Jim Davis.
We're some Hoosiers.
Did you read
Like
that?
OG
I
Garfield,
did.
too.
And this is Fat Garfield. This is the best Garfield there
Stay
is.
Hoosian near Hoosiers.
Hey, Ted, can I show you something about Garfield?
What?
Your friend Christy sent me this.
Oh God!
It better not be Demon Bitch attacking Garfield.
So this is John.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's a panel for panel take of the Watchmen. Rorschach as John and Garfield as Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty hilarious.
That's kind of dope though.
It's pretty accurate.
Dr. Meowhattan.
Dr. Meowhattan.
It's wonderful how they got the colors right.
Hey, what did you say about Hot Girl?
I've got a Hot Girl somewhere. I don't know where Mark put it. I had it up here.
Yeah, Mark, you moved it. I watched you do it.
Anywho,
I did move it, but I also had a pizza.
I also decided, shush. Okay, your pizza's gone. Okay,
Yeah,
we'll find Hot Girl after this.
Hey, you know what?
This is Vulpix.
Drew, you were supposed to load that one up.
Look,
Chad,
this coming Saturday, and so not this week, but next weekend, the 15th and the 16th, Maria Canales-Barbera.
Oh, here it is.
She was the mom on Wizards of Waverly Place. She was also the voice of Hawk Girl. She will be part of the Mainframe Comic-Con. Go to mainframecomiccon.com for more details.
And you can also purchase a meet and greet with her.
You can meet her and greet her.
But this is one of the original ones from the Justice League
Unlimited.
Justice League animated series, and then later into the Unlimited series.
But Unlimited, she just had
she didn't have that cowl in Unlimited.
She had some kind of jumpsuit on too, right? Like it was just like sweatpants and a sweatshirt.
Yeah, kind of.
Or a crop top.
I mean,
she was relaxed in that one.
She got like a little more, shall we say, glamorous in that version.
I love the fact that they put her with Jon Stewart.
Oh yeah,
well,
and then they show the kid. They show the kid too.
That's right.
Oh yeah, in Batman,
Batman Beyond. Yeah.
Beyond, yep.
You know what? That was the first run in the Batman Beyond comic book where he was running the Justice League with that Superman. That was a pretty good run. If you haven't, it was a digital. I think it's definitely on the DC app. If you haven't read it, check it out.
Actually, don't you have an Odie somewhere?
I do.
Must have got sent to Abu Dhabi.
What about She-Ra? Were you a big fan of She-Ra?
I'm not gonna lie. He-Man was a little before my time, but
a little.
Okay, it was like a decade before me.
Me and Knights of Old, we just old.
But I did go back, I think like last year, and I watched a lot of the original He-Man and like some of the She-Ra stuff, and I do have a lot of love for She-Ra.
Well, I didn't know, because if you were a big fan of She-Ra, I was going to send you some of those She-Ra variants, and but yeah, I guess not. So yeah, well, maybe next year. Can't all be winners. Put you on the future endeavors.
We can't all be winners.
Yeah.
But I was really looking for some of my like original Pokemon figures, and I couldn't find my original Pokeball. But yeah, Jean's pissed at me because I've got all this stuff in my lap and not her. Oh. But I did just recently get this. No, it is not an Eevee, Drew. This is Vulpix.
Oh, is that like the story about this?
A life size?
I don't know the difference.
This is basically like a life size one. I think it's awesome, but it's
we
a
were
Funko.
At Target and we watched this employee and some other customer bring these up to the counter.
Yeah, just boxes of them.
Just boxes of them. An employee and a customer, by the way.
Like stacks.
And then they literally just walked away.
And they're still talking.
They're still talking. They walked away to the other
aisle.
I was like, so we did a drive-by. Literally just.
Mark just walks up and just goes.
Yoink.
Cart.
And walked away.
So Mark got me a Vulpix.
You're welcome.
That's
cool.
Sure
that's not an Eevee?
It's not an Eevee.
And that's one of those giant size, like 10-inch pops or whatever they got.
Yeah, it's one of the XL ones.
Carlito
Classico, one of the best.
It's pretty much life size. I'm not gonna lie, because
that's
awesome.
Size. This is kind of awesome. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the Pokemon ones that I'm seeing now are kind of a disappointment because they're so little. But like the XL ones they're coming out with that are all like Target exclusives and everything are pretty awesome. I got this one and I got the Eevee one a while back, and they are pretty fantastic.
So you got the old school, and you got the new school. You're still a collector today of toys. Man, that's what it's all about. Well, how about you, Chad? You have some great toys, some great memories as a youngster. What was some of your favorite things you like to play with and stuff?
They just know I don't have any toys. It's okay.
You got your weird box.
Yeah, my
I
jacket.
was going to get to you last. I mean, just suck on an orange or something.
I was looking at some of the photos that people have uploaded, and
I was doing some uploading there, buddy.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm not stealing any.
No, steal my thunder. Go for it.
No, dude, because
I got plenty to talk about.
Still the Buster. He's got a fill up.
Let's just steal my Thundercats there, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Ayo.
You have the Thundercats there, Chad?
No, you know what?
Oh man, did you have maybe Masters of the Universe?
Yes.
Man,
I
look at
loved it. Oh, Ram man! I hid him behind another figure and picked him up the next following week.
They got the Bumblebee man from The Simpsons.
Orko with the ripcord.
Okay, so let's talk about that, dude. There was two in there that the skunk. He's not even shown on there. Stinkor, dude.
They're not all on there, no.
And then also the Moss Man.
Yep, Moss Man with the little.
There's really no He-Man on here either. There's only Prince Adam.
Where's She-Ra?
That was a different line.
Yeah. Better line.
But this is the first photo I found, so I'm the only one who uploaded one. So thanks, gang, for shitting on my photo.
And then also, I like Thundercats. I like He-Man. I like Star Wars, and then Silverhawks.
Yeah.
Silverhawks.
Oh
great.
yeah,
Bluegrass and the Jet.
I had a kit car that was pretty badass, and then I also had the A-Team and the A-Team van. But there was this other one called Mask.
Mask was great.
That had, and then there was this one that
Gator.
then there was this other one. I have it. It's up at my parents' house.
Street Sharks.
No, I think it was Insectoids or something like that.
Insectoids.
Okay,
Yeah, remember, like you put a pup. It was a hand, and it was yeah. And I never got into I got into G.I. Joe, and then my mom said I couldn't have that the aircraft carrier.
Yeah.
And then I was out.
Well, my mom said I couldn't have that as well, and I was still in, Chad, with these GI Joes right here. But I did pull up a picture of Mask.
Yeah.
These were fantastic figures.
Gator, the orange and blue. Figures. I had the orange and blue guy named Gator on the left. He had the Jeep that converted into the boat. Right. He was my favorite.
Did you have
my heart?
Did you have GoBots?
Boulder Mountain. Buddy had Boulder Mountain.
I had Transformers.
Yeah, Transformers. We definitely need to talk about Transformers.
And I loved Megatron because he actually turned into a gun.
Right.
Soundwave with the 3 tapes. Those were cool. Shockwave. Devastator.
Yeah, so that's all. I'm good. And I got into baseball.
Yeah. Instead of getting into baseball, Chad, I got into a little thing called Toy Biz Marvel figures.
Yep.
I bought like every single one of these damn things, and now that Marvel Legends is redoing them, I'm buying them all again. So that's a thing.
Do you have a comparison of two?
I've got one of the new ones right over there.
I want to see like an old one compared to a new one, like the same.
I can do that, but I got to go in the closet and grab an old one out of a box.
Because I know, like they're also doing the Spider-Man from the '90s too, right?
Yeah, they're doing the new Spider-Man from the '90s. This is the remake of the Iceman.
Let's put that up on the screen.
Yeah, he comes with this little ice stand.
Now he came with an ice spray that you could freeze before, right?
Yep. Now, I to tell you, I still buy these damn things. I just got Leader yesterday. I haven't even opened him up yet.
Is that a new Leader?
You see behind me? Yeah, this is a brand new one. You guys see behind me? I got my DC Icons figures set up. Dark Side back there. There's
yeah. He's gonna send me that.
And you know what? I always said, I'm not getting these new DC figures because I was pissed off at the way they treated the Icons line. But then at Walmart, these were on clearance, and my good friend Clarence gave me like a $9 deal on
nice
White Knight Joker, right? The White Knight Batman, which I think is really dope.
Yeah, that is cool.
And on top of that, Curse of the White Knight, Azrael. So I did buy some of these DC Multiverse Mcfarland figures, even though I said I wasn't going to.
I just got that Azrael.
For $9 a piece. These were not something I was going
to. That's an awesome
deal. Dude, they were on clearance for there's an $18 sticker on it. And I was like, clearance for $18? Like they're normally $20, right? So I'm like, that's $2 off. Sure, no problem. I went up and I scanned them, and they came up $9 a piece. It was 50% off the $18, which is weird considering they've had the same list of like the first run of these figures hanging in the same spot, like just the animated and the Detective Comics 1000 Batman or whatever. Like they've been sitting on the shelf forever. These never even went out, hit the shelves, and they came out in clearance. So I think they were probably supposed to be dropped, and then the case got lost in the back. I don't know how the hell that even works. But Walmart fucked up, so I win.
Well, they also, I mean, that run's been pretty cool. Their next wave that's coming out is the Cyborg Batman,
I'm going to open this Batman up right
Grim Knight, the Batman Doomsday thing, and then
the Grim Knight looks cool as hell. I'm definitely going to pick up the Grim Knight.
Yeah, because he's got a ton of guns.
Though. I left that sitting there.
Which one? Batman Alive. Well, they're doing another
Batman. That one went real quick, but now they reissued it.
Well, they're doing a King Batman one from Metal or
Death Knight.
I still need to get that Hellbat.
The Batman who doesn't laugh because he's Dr. Manhattan.
Hellbat? Which one's Hellbat?
The big suit, the armored suit when he went to go get Robin.
Oh yeah. That's a lot of plastic too. That even that one and the Superman are both huge amounts.
Kryptonite or the Krypton armor or whatever.
It was only in one panel.
No, that's been used over and over and over again now at this point.
Like fight the Gremlin.
What did we just read on Modern Men, Carson, where he used the Kryptonite armor? Super Sons of Tomorrow. Tim Drake came back and hijacked the Kryptonite armor, and Lois used it in Tomasi's Batman or Superman run. And this thing's it comes with a stand and a card.
Ooh, stand.
Nice.
That's cool.
It's like new plastic. That's pretty dope. Yeah, it smells good.
As long as it smells good, Drew, that's all that matters.
I mean, it
enjoy the smell
and not smelling good.
Hey, we got Luis Pagan Ponce in the chat. What's going on? He just wants to make sure your dog's all right.
My dog?
Yeah, he looks like he's like either dead or sleeping like a baby.
He's sleeping.
Yeah, no, he's sleeping like he's cuddled. No, not anymore. No. What are you talking about? Yeah, he's sleeping now.
Yep, he heard his name.
Right back to it.
That's the life.
How can he sleep with all this plastic crinkling?
I don't know. I fell asleep in a concert once.
Yeah, that's
Your mark.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, I got a bunch of images uploaded now.
He's pretty badass.
Hit it up.
Nice. Well, Drew's still taking his turn.
No, go ahead. I'm not controlling this. You're the host.
I am? Ugh.
You're always the host, Carson.
All right. So I have uploaded kind of a history of what I collect as well. And in my opinion, like it before Turtles and that stuff, which I'll get into, believe me. It started with a couple toy lines. So kind of like Cat, He-Man, and even kind of Transformers were a little bit before my time. I think my brother had a lot of those. So when I was growing up, those are his toys. I wasn't touching them, basically.
You weren't allowed to, or you got
Yeah,
hit.
yeah,
Same.
very much exactly like that. But there was one that I was willing to put up a fight over. And I don't know why my parents just didn't buy two of this toy. Probably because everyone, all the other, boys and probably a couple girls needed this toy. It's this guy right here, freaking Snake Eyes, guns and swords blazing. This is one of my favorite action figures.
Is it the second Snake Eyes?
Whichever one this one is, this is the one I had as a kid. So I think this was technically the second one. I think you're right, Drew, because I think the first one was like painted all black, if I remember right.
No paint apps at all. It was just
yeah. So like the silver paint. That's the one we had as a kid. So this is the one I enjoyed the most for sure. Actually, Knights of Old says it's the third Snake Eyes. I'll take his word for it because, like I said, I'm not the world's greatest G.I. Joe action figure historian. I just know I think I didn't really start collecting until like the movie hit because I remember having like Serpentor and what's like the Brute's name in that movie? Like he was like the purple and gray color scheme. I can't remember right now. Gosh, I haven't seen that movie for a while. But all I know is Duke and Snake Eyes, like those were my guys in that line. We had like a Lady J as well. And then the Cobra Commander with the silver like chainmail type stuff. And then this thing here, the Batmobile from the that DC line from the mid-'80s. Yeah, the Superpowers line.
Battering ram, and they had that.
Yep. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that thing popped out. I forgot all about that, man. Yeah,
I love that. I had that.
Yeah, I absolutely love this line. I had the Batman and Robin for the line. I believe the Joker and then the Mr. Freeze as well, where you put Mr. Freeze in the freezer and then the white paint would turn blue because that was the way. Somehow it was like temperature controlled paint or something like that. Or it probably wasn't painted. It was the plastic. But yeah, I remember having a lot. And then Superman, too. I had the Superman from that line because I remember losing that damn cape and it was pissing me off trying to track down Superman's cape. It was like a little like C-shaped clip. It was like inside the cape, and if that thing was screwed, you were screwed. But then the two toy lines that really like changed the way I played with toys as a kid, and I wanted to have as much as possible from. The obvious one. We'll say that for a second, but the other one we haven't even mentioned yet. I'm kind of surprised. Was the '89 Batman run?
Toy business.
Yeah.
When that movie hit,
I totally forgot about that.
That toy line was probably, in my opinion, just as important as that movie to me, at least. I mean, that thing hit like a bomb when it came out. So it was total merchandise. You get freaking Batman cereal with the Batman bank in it. You could go to the movies, of course. That thing was in theaters for probably like a year straight. At least I think that's actually the first movie I have a memory of in theaters for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I remember when I was a kid, the Batmobile, getting that was a big deal because those were hard to find when that movie originally came out. It was a hot toy that Christmas. So it was to the point like my mom had to like pre-order it and put it on layaway at that store that used to be called Hills. Obviously,
Yeah.
Like 90s, but Hills was the shit back in the day.
Dude, popcorn when you walk in?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yep, they had the popcorn as soon as you walk in the door. I loved Hills. That was like my favorite store.
Hills is where the toys are.
Exactly. So that's where I got most of my Batman figures was Hills for whatever reason. I don't know if they had like better availability than like Walmart and Kmart back in the day, and even Toys R Us. Actually, no, I take that back. We didn't have Toys R Us where I grew up until like the mid '90s. So it would have been Walmart, Kmart, and Hills would have been my three options. Ways to get toys back then. So I remember my mom had to put the Batmobile on layaway, and we basically didn't get that thing until like right before Christmas. So I remember it was a huge deal. And looking at this picture, I didn't even realize like that lid existed because I think I lost that thing like minute one of opening up that package. But I had to have the Michael Keaton Batman and all that stuff. And of course, the other toy line that changed everything for me, as you can guess. I remember as soon as this toy line came out, like I saw these guys.
Yes.
I saw Raphael, and I had the squishy head versions all at my parents' house still. I need to go pick them up at some point and get them cleaned up. They probably don't have any of the accessories whatsoever because, I mean, if I was playing with toys at all when I was a kid, these 4 toys right here were involved. So,
Well, did you know that right now I think it's, oh man, is it Mezco? Not Mezco or Super 7. One of them is re-releasing these.
okay.
With all the, you know how they came with that like square,
Yep.
all the accessories.
You got to break
yeah.
them all off.
Yeah, you got to break
the
them off.
pegs.
They're
Yeah.
coming with those And I mean, it's a complete reprint, but then they also have an interchangeable head on it that is a more cartoon version. I'm gonna look it up. I'll find it.
Are they gonna have the turtle van again?
That would be awesome.
They do.
I want that turtle van again.
It's either Super 7 or.
Yeah. So I remember like, this is the first line where like I had to have like every figure in the line. It was like this and the Batman and the Batman Returns. Kind of going back to Batman, like I remember trying to track down like the Batman Returns figures. It was a big deal for me because that was the first one with the Tim Drake Robin in that awesome 90s costume that he had. And I was like, Robin's not even in the movie. Why is he in the toy line? And I remember like I had to have that figure. And it really wasn't until like the animated series figure set that I kind of stopped collecting Batman, because I was actually going to ask you guys, and I'll take me off the main camera here. When the animated series hit, did you guys like that style when you were kids?
Of the He-Man?
No, of Batman the animated series.
I very much did.
Yes.
That
was my childhood, though.
It super reminded
the
me
90s.
of the old Superman cartoon.
Yeah. No, same here.
But I think what got me was what really turned me on to that show was the intro.
Oh yeah.
The music, I thought it was really well done. But you look back on that now and you go back and you watch that show, it is 100% an adult-oriented show.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what's funny? Like when I was a kid, like I'll just show this image one more time. This Batman here, I preferred this so much more as a kid than like the animated series sculpts that they came up with. For whatever reason, I think I had one. I'm like, I don't like this style. So I kept collecting these until they just stopped making them, basically. So yeah, that's why I stopped collecting Batman toys. But the other reason, I was kind of going to pose this question to you guys. I know a couple people still need to go. Is when did you stop kind of collecting toys? Because the main reason I stopped collecting toys is because, hey, I didn't make money as a kid, but I had to have money for this bad boy right here. I had to get those video games too. So when I was growing up, a lot of my expendable allowance went to the rental stores. I had to rent those NES, those SNES games, and eventually the N64 came out, and I had to have those too. So I think once I stopped collecting turtles, I had to get more video games.
Yeah, for me, I had a just awesome childhood. A lot of great toys I used to play with. Some of my earliest ones that I remember playing with was the Gabriel Alone Ranger toys. These were out in 1979, and man, they were so freaking cool. I don't know what horse that homeboy's riding right there, but I had silver. I had that white ass horse, man, and it was damn good too. You know how I roll with it, Joker 68. But man, I had Tonto. I didn't have the little cardboard cutout town or whatever, but those are the very first figures I remember playing with. And then around 1980, 81, Remco had these little horror figures, and I loved watching those classic Universal Studios horror movie as a kid. They'd always double block them on Sunday afternoons after the Cowboys played at noon. I watched this bad boy at 3 p.m. and they would usually do a double shot. You get one movie, then you get the other movie. And I loved watching those movies. I also had that Mini Monster play case, which was a lot of fun to play with. And then like a lot of the other kiddos here, man, I had Turtles, G.I. Joes my brother was into. Of course, we did Star Wars figures, Thundercats. I love Thundercats. If you go to my Instagram, you can see the Cat Slayer, the box. My dad used the Cat Slayer box years and years after just to store the Christmas lights because it was a big ass box. And I loved the Thundercats line. My probably the last line I collected was during the Warren Beatty, Dick Tracy movie. When that came out, I had all of those figures except the Canadian blank variant because blank was just too damn, it just wasn't around. You couldn't get it. You can get it on eBay for good 3-4 figures right now, but you couldn't really get that one. But I had all the other figures. There's a lot of drama. Time Magazine did a piece on the Steve the Tramp figure. How, does this figure, make homeless people look bad and all this kind of stuff. So that figure kind of speculation was even around in action figures. So the prices on that went up, and I bought one for my dad years later. after, when eBay started out, and we had it in the package and everything for him. And then my younger brother opened the package. Dude, my dad was pretty fucking pissed too. And like, he was really pissed about it. I mean, that's Steve the Tramp. I mean, that was, read it in the magazines and everything, how that figure was controversial. But so I love the Dick Tracy figures by Playmates, and I had all those. But that was around the last line of figures that I collected. And then I was like Carson, my brother had the NES, and I played some NES games. But dude, Super NES, that was when I really started getting into some early gaming, and I loved it so much, man. I was second place on Mortal Kombat 2 of the X-Band. You may remember X-Band. You used to get it from Blockbuster, plug the phone line into it, and you can do modem games. And I was in Electronic Gaming Monthly. I don't know what issue it was, but Leatherface. I was ranked number 2 in the world on Mortal Kombat fucking 2, man. It was just epic times and some epic rhymes. But man, the video games. Then in the adult life, when I started getting back into figures was those, I want to say it was Toy Biz. It was the WCW figures that Toy Biz has, and I still got them in the garage. I need to send them all to fucking Drew because I don't have room for them. But there are a ton of WCW figures, and I've shown the core some of these. When I do my little,
I don't have room for them either, but I'll take them.
You get that Wolfpack sting in there, that red and black Wolfpack sting.
Who?
And you got the Hollywood Hogan, you got Scott Hall and Nash.
Legend.
I remember those. Was that the ones where you put your thumb in the back of them? Y'all remember the thumb wrestlers where you put your thumb up their butts, and you had Iron Sheik and Nikolai, and you try to fight?
Those are just the solid LJN.
Yeah, these are the LJNs.
Look for the old school WWF, the thumb wrestlers. I did have Piper, Hogan, Nikolai, and Sheik, and I did do the thumb wrestling. You stick one there, and you always try to do the thumb wrestling. I thought that was really cool. But the fun thing about these toys, it's kind of like similar to comic books, if you think about it, because a lot of these toys were based off movies and TV shows. So when you watched the movies or the TV shows, you automatically wanted to get the toys because you would see the commercials and they would put that little seed inside that head of yours. And then you'd be like, I got to have these toys because I love the TV show so much. Now I can pretend with these toys and create my own adventures with them. And that's the best thing about the toys through those 70s and 80s and 90s was that you got to reenact all of those cool things you used to see on TV and use your own imagination to create your own stories. And I think that's really important for children to have. I worked with children for about 20 fucking years, man. I don't say fucking a lot down there, Copa, but you really got to have that imagination, and you want to, instill that in your child, and of course some of us have kiddos, and you want them to, do all that stuff, get them some fun toys and let them be kids and let them enjoy life, because you don't know like how much more time you're going to have with your own kids, especially in these crazy times like today. So man, the toys that made us, Cat Ren, kick-ass topic. Dang.
Hey, can I share my screen real quick? Because
yeah,
do it.
So Carson, check this out. Okay, here we go. So Super 7 is they've got these have you guys seen these reactions?
So like, are they little like the Funko reaction figures?
They're just
are they bigger?
They're card on board. They're probably like the Star Wars ones, for the original Star Wars.
Okay, so they're tiny.
Yeah, and I mean they have everything, and then they have the turtles.
Interesting.
Look, Andre.
Dude, we never had April. I always wanted April.
Really? You never had April?
We never had April.
So Super 7.
I always wanted April. We never had April.
I want that King Diamond figure.
Yeah, Super 7 has April.
Super 7.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. Hold on.
I'm going to be checking that out.
So Super 7 has, where is it?
Just Google Super 7 Space April. Enter.
So they actually have April coming out in Wave 2, or Wave I think it's Wave 3 of of the turtles, and they actually have. What was his name? Muckman.
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, I had that figure. That one was really cool. Like
These are
the water and stuff.
These are the redone ones, man.
Oh, okay. So they're even redid. Wow. Okay.
Are they redoing a Krang?
So here's the turtle.
So.
They have Raphael coming out, and like I said, they have different heads.
Like, are they all little?
Yeah, they do look different.
They're the original. They're the original style. And if you I'll click on this.
Yeah, click on that.
See, it comes with like
I remember
heads.
those.
They have like the original squishy head with how he had his mouth open on one side.
Yeah.
And then they have the rack on the pegs, but then they also
gotta like pop them all off.
Oh, he's even got a little turtle communicator, yeah.
And then they have the original. They have a better head, hands, and then they have the katana blades. I think they just announced this week that they were doing the Baxter Stockton is coming out with them.
Oh, okay.
That's cool.
Let me see.
I lost those wings like instantly too. That's
licenses good. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles right here. Here we go. Yeah, so these are the smaller ones. I don't know. Just look Super 7, Wave Action, TMNT, Wave 1, 2, and 3. Then if you really start going down that rabbit hole, which is toys, there's other companies out there that do some really amazing work. Like Mezco does some. This here, I want to say, but it comes with the turtle communicator throwings. I mean, it's super, super detailed.
Look up Mezco, Popeye Bluto.
Oh yeah, man!
Like amazing. That's my favorite. I still need to buy that one. Mezco, Popeye Bluto, the combo pack.
One up.
I got in too late on the pre-order, so I will have to get it off eBay or something.
So if you go on to Mezco Toys, I mean, look at that. DC Universe. Let's see. Do they don't do any turtles, do they?
Click on that Popeye, bro. Take on that Popeye. Don't click on that other bullshit. Click on Popeye. P.O.P.
They got Scooby-Doo.
Move that little fucking finger to the left.
They got Scooby.
Fuck that dog. Put it on Popeye. There you go. There it is right there. There's the wait list, bro.
Are you getting this?
Wow.
I'll get it. I already got two. I got 2 of the single Popeye figures with all the stuff.
Hey, let me see.
Wow.
You get that slideshow down there, man. Bluto looks so freaking awesome.
Dude.
So, I got a toy related question when we're done with this.
The only Mezco I have is the Mezco 112 Collective Arsenal. They came out with a few years ago. But it's gorgeous. They're worth the money.
Look at that shit, man.
They're a little spendy, but they're 100% worth it. Like the quality, even just like the quality of their clothes, you can feel it.
I'm not super hyped on a lot of soft goods, especially on like superhero figures.
Yeah, but like
I think that a lot of the molded clothing actually looks better. Like the Mezco Wolverine, right? It looks really cool until you get up close on it and you realize how the seams.
It always goes back to Marvel.
Wait, no,
settle down. Toys
10
are
years
toys.
before
Comics
Superman.
are comics.
10 years
Marvel
before
is comics.
Superman. The first superhero in history. How about the Sailor?
I mean, look at this one. This looks absolutely freaking amazing. This Batman is coming.
Yep, the 112. I'm telling you, the 112 Collective line from Mezco.
Sometimes you get up on them though, and they look too like the clothing looks too bulky for the size of the figure.
They also have they've got 2 different Daredevils that look fantastic.
Oh, that's the other one I wanted.
They've got a Shazam that I'm surprised Legend isn't talking about right now. That one I almost got.
I know, man, but I got to get on them dailies. I got to get my dailies.
You guys checked out Mafex toys?
Mafex is
it's kind of like the thing you order, you pay for it, and you just forget about it, and it'll eventually show up. But
but Mafex has a lot of really great
toys.
Jeez.
But I feel like they're overpriced, man. Like,
oh my god,
that Mafex Gambit and that Mafex that Magneto right there, that one right there, dude. That is
that's a cloth
insane figure.
That's a cloth.
That's the Age of Apocalypse.
Yeah, but it's a cloth cape, and the cape has wires in it.
Right. It's amazing.
So,
$100 cape.
I want one, but I don't know if I'll ever get one.
I mean, that Hush one that they just
You know, right there, Carson, you got to slap it down.
Don't
You slap
tell me
that
that.
money down. You get whatever you want, baby. You just slap it down.
I mean,
That's
back
fine,
up,
but like
go
that
back up
right
and
there,
look
that's a
at Hush.
$95 Batman. This
Big
Batman right
but
here was a $9 Batman.
That's where the big boys play.
Yeah, but
no, I get it.
dude, look at that
The
Batman.
details on his
It's, like, honestly, I
That's
think that this
quality.
Batman, aside from the cape, like with the accessories
Malar.
and everything,
That's how you do it.
Pretty damn
But the
good
problem,
Batman.
the problem with Mafex, you order one, and then this comes.
Oh, look at that Rogue Pyro. Oh man, I need that 2-pack. Who's gonna get me one of them 2-packs?
Well, then finally it comes.
When he comes back, it's not black; it's blue.
Right.
Oh,
Look at
that's
that figure, man.
disappointing.
I wouldn't pay $100 for that though.
That's disappointing.
That's not $100 figure.
No,
Oh, God.
I feel like the figure in my hand right now is better.
dude.
See that
dude,
Rogue
dude,
Pyro
dude.
2-pack right there? That's gonna be what?
So
$60 maybe for 2
I
figures.
have,
I'm all about that all day.
I've got the
But then you're
Arkham
also
Knight
getting
Code of Bakia Artifacts plus the statue set with like the whole background and everything, where you can set them up however. But like, dude, for your money, you could get so much more from a different company.
165 Mezco give you 2 figures, Popeye Bluto. And you got multiple heads, multiple hands, multiple clothings. Smoke
Another
comes out of the pipe,
company,
smoke
if
comes out of
you're
the
gonna
nose.
go for like a little higher end, a little more spendy, I'd say Sideshow. You can
Okay.
get all sorts of
I got a
brands
lot of
in there.
Sideshow Universal Monster
And
figures.
and if you know you can't necessarily pay up front for one of these figures, you can do a payment plan.
Mm-hmm.
They have payment plans for it. I ordered this guy from Sideshow. It's actually a Trick or Treat Studios. But you know, I like Sideshow. I like the rewards I can earn from it. And I've ordered
Rewards.
quite a few from them. So
And you know what? There's like, so that Mafex that we were talking about, they're coming out. They started with a line that I actually kind of dig, and I think I'm gonna get it. It's the Spider-Verse ones.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then the
I mean, for like $100, like I already have a Marvel Legends version of those figures.
I think
Well,
you
actually-
get the 92
Dude.
Dream Team action figures. That's pretty awesome.
Then
Wouldn't
I
mind
wish
that
that
number
my
50
Spider-Gwen had better articulation, but that one doesn't look like it's that much better.
dude, no one can beat my Spider
you
Gwen.
guys watch Foosh?
Because I got the art, I got the artist proof like fashion doll Spider Gwen,
Ooh.
and I got that when my Toys R Us was going out of business,
Oh, wow.
and I got it for like $15, and it's like the prettiest friggin' thing ever.
This spider, this Venom sculpt is freaking sick, man.
Looks like the Bagley De La Rosa.
That does look baggy. Yeah. You know, we haven't shouted out the chat for a minute while Chad's showing these awesome images. I want to say hi to Read or Die. What is going on, man? And then I believe we had AKA Mr. Bolo's in the
Cheers.
chat tonight. What is going on, Mr. Bolo?
What
And
up,
we had-
Bolo?
Flash Ray videos. What is going on, Flash Ray? And then we still got Chris Barrett hanging out. But my
The
question
Cosmic
to you
King.
guys-
There's nothing
Damn.
low key about me wanting all the figures, Barrett. I
Chad-
key want all these figures.
Now,
Yeah,
here's my
I just
question
opened
about
4
Chad's
more.
shopping here.
Chris
Yeah.
Barrett, Drew Manchu's #1 fan.
Is
Oh,
when you
dude.
were kids, obviously, like I want to say my parents were awesome. They got me like the Technodrome, the Bat Cave, so on and so forth. But unfortunately, there's one thing I asked for to the point where they had to tell me that basically Santa Claus was not real. And that was the G.I. Joe USS flag that Chad was talking about earlier. That thing
Yeah, dude.
was the breaker of parents' salaries. So, was there a toy that you guys had that you asked for that you like your parents kind of had to draw that line? It's like, son, daughter, we can't afford that one. That's just too crazy.
You know, Carson, I'm going to take that.
I got a better one.
Battleship. It was the Air Force carrier, and so like I asked for an AT-AT or a.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I got the freaking two-legged AT-AT.
ATST.
Yeah, the ATST, and I was like, no, this. I wanted the AT-AT. I wanted the big ass AT-AT. They're like, nah, you get this.
Yeah.
Pissed about that one.
I'll tell you what, man. My mother was my mother was a big fan of my brother and I's obsession with action figures, and a big supporter. A lot of my favorite holiday memories are opening that one action figure. I remember it was my birthday. We were talking about those animated series figures. I remember it was my birthday, and I came downstairs, and sitting with my breakfast was present, and I opened it up, and it was that Two-Face, and that was my favorite figure for at least a year. Favorite figure. But the one thing my mother would never buy us was vehicles and play sets. Like we had all the fucking GI Joes.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have one damn vehicle. We were throwing them across the room at each other. Like we had paratroopers with no planes to jump out of. It was ridiculous. But we found a way to make it work and to have fun. And that kind of carried over into my older collecting as well, because I know I got all the Power of the Force Star Wars figures. I didn't bother picking up any of the vehicles.
Hey, did you
It's the same on those.
Carson, how about you? Besides the ship, what was yours?
Like I said, that USS Flag was like the big one because it's just so giant and massive. That's the one I think I even asked Santa for. My parents were just like, "You're not getting
that thing." Murdered more Santa Clauses than anything else.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else. I feel like I think I got pretty much like any turtle figure and play set and such. I wanted, like, that was like my niche, was turtles at the end of the day. And like I said, I even had the Batcave, so I'm trying to think of any other ones besides the turtle. I mean, obviously, like the whole video game thing kind of took over. I'm like, I want all those video games, and like I get Mario 3, and then it was all okay after that. But I want to say a special shout, which let me do the gimmick here. He's not lurking in the closet. We got Perry Comics in the chat. I do want to read his comment because it's kind of sad and hilarious. He goes, "My dad would take me to Toys R Us and fill a cart with toys, and then would say, 'One day I'll be able to buy all of these for you.' And I'm assuming he would just leave the cart there, and then you guys have to walk off all set." So shout out to Perry Comics for that fun quote. So, yeah, you raised your hand earlier. You said you had one that your parents wouldn't get you.
No. Okay. So it's not that they wouldn't get me this. It's that my mom screwed up and got me the wrong thing. So, all right. This is something that we still argue about today. Okay? I'm well into my 20s. I'm married. This is still something that's stuck in my craw whenever we get on the subject of toys or Christmas.
Wait, you just made me feel terrible. You're like, I'm well into my 20s, and I'm sitting here going,
well into.
I'm well into my 40s.
I'm sorry.
What the fuck is wrong with me?
Anywho, before I make everyone sad. All right, so it was the Christmas after the divorce is what it's known as. The dark Christmas, right? So we were gonna be spending Christmas with our cousins. We were gonna see them and everything. Like, we're gonna open up all our presents together. It was gonna be awesome. But my cousin Chelsea and I were the same age. You know, she's in the military now. I love my cousin Chelsea, but we both wanted more than anything the Barbie dream house with the movable elevator. More than anything. Now, before anyone makes fun of me for it, yes, I loved Barbie. Barbie played with my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. She baited all of them. She palled around with...
What a whore!
Probably. But anywho, like I had the dream car. I had my Barbies. I needed this dream house. It was going to be perfect, right? Perfect thing. Except my cousin also wanted the dream house. And my mom went with my Aunt Sherry at the same time. And they decided instead one of them was going to get the dream house for their girl. The other one was going to get the camper. The whole camper set up with the boat and everything. That was more expensive, mind you.
Probably like Carson.
My mom
read that
thought
online.
for sure that she was getting the greatest thing ever. She's like, oh, well, it's a little more expensive and it's got the boat with it, so she's gonna love it. Christmas happened, and my cousin Chelsea, she unwraps this gorgeous Barbie dream house. I'm super jealous. I got this huge box. I think for sure I've got a dream house also, right? I opened it up and it was the camper. And I remember looking at it and just staring at it. And my mom's like, oh, yeah. She's like, but see, you and Chelsea can play together. And now you got the camper and the house and the boat and all this and that. And I look at her, I was like, I have a dream car. Where do I park a car in this?
The campsite.
You hook it up. Sometimes after the divorce, you gotta go live in a trailer.
Else and give it to Crips.
Or you have Snake Eyes and Lion-O attack the camper. That's what
I just remember her offering to set up, and I looked at her and I was like, where do I park a car in this?
Kat, you shared something on Instagram the other day. A dinosaur.
Dude, I wanted one of those.
With some figures riding on the back, a Dino rider. And I'm actually remembering the time that I got my tonsils out as a young 7-year-old. And I was in a miserable amount of pain. And I remember that my mother got me, finally, a big box. I thought it was a playset. It wasn't a playset, though. This was the 80s, folks. So this dinosaur is still called a Brontosaurus, even though those are not a thing that exist in all actuality. But I had the Brontosaurus Dino Riders playset that had like...
have it?
Dude, you could... no, I have no idea where it is. You could fit like 12 figures riding on that damn thing. It was ridiculous.
I got breaking news.
What?
Breaking news. Just in.
Let's talk mainframe before we go. We got to talk some mainframe.
This is more important. This is super important. All right. I think who was it? Who said it?
It was Comics Explained. Jason Cantu. Gone too soon.
Listen.
What's going on, man?
On August 10th at 1 p.m. Eastern, a limited quantity of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, The Secret of the Ooze 7-inch scale deluxe Super Shredder action figure will be available through the NECA store, available to the U.S. and international customers in 20-plus countries. All orders are limited to one per person.
All right, so Chad, who was the guy that played the Super Shredder?
It was Oz.
Right here.
There he is.
Oz, right?
My birthday is December 19th, by the way.
Big, freaking, sexy, right on the left.
So what's the price point on that guy gonna be?
He's
on Kevin Nash. You could probably book him for $1,000.
I was talking about the shredder. I could care less about the rest.
$99.
It's the same price as the Razor, and
it is Super Shredder we're talking here.
Yeah, here let's look what he gets.
That's pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie.
He's huge,
dude. Look at those abs.
I wish
those quads.
A regular, yeah. Kevin Nash never had those abs.
I'm just saying, like, dang, dude.
He has them now, which is kind of funny.
Oh, we also got Whack Comics in the chat. What's going on, Whack Comics?
Oh, dude, this is bad.
Good to see everybody in the chat.
Man.
Oh,
does it come with a wooden bridge you can drop on them and kill them instantly?
Does it come with a wooden bridge?
When is the Vanilla Ice character coming out?
Does it come with a Vanilla Ice?
Let's see if there's any super.
Go ninja, go.
Can I buy a wooden bridge, like playset, to put him on?
They have to put him under it and then just drop it.
Did you guys see that article I dropped in our chat earlier?
Yeah, I did.
I
want to get
Carson's. I didn't have a chance to read it.
We've talked a lot of turtles today, and I kind of wanted, before we get out of here, to get Carson's take on this. A new CGI Turtles movie being rebooted and being produced by one Seth Rogen, with the caveat that they're going to focus on the teenage element of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. What do you think about Seth Rogen stepping into the producing role?
So we're gonna see our turtles smoking dope, basically.
Yep.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
I
you
don't know.
are.
I don't think
You're
he'll
gonna
do
see
that.
turtles with some munchies.
Yeah, you are.
I think you're going to get a tongue-in-cheek stoner joke in there somewhere.
I'm doing a Perry gimmick here in a second.
Nothing like some Seth Rogen.
While we're waiting for Chad's cable modem here, I want to hear from Mark BKR because we're saving him for last, and then we never got to him. Mark, well, what are your thoughts on toys?
Let's go to the Barbie camper of individuals.
Tell him about your crash test dummies.
So my grandparents had crash test dummies, and I always used to just literally run it into their feet because I was kind of a jerk when I was a kid. Not much.
When you were a kid,
you're still a jerk.
I am.
When you were a kid.
Anyway,
let's talk about anniversaries.
Yeah.
Okay, I got her an Xbox. That's still being all messed up in the mail and stuff. No, she
paid for it.
We have a joint account.
She paid for it.
Well, she wins the bread.
Bro, listen,
he just makes the sandwiches on them.
There is a super there's always, for dudes, it's always bros before hoes, right? But cats are little sisters, so you're fucked.
Yeah. She's more like our bro. When you don't get her an Xbox one time, you're just being a little hoe, Mark.
So is Mark the hoe?
Yeah.
It's being a little hoe.
I'm the ultimate bro here. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
Drink up there. Numb the senses.
Numb the pain. Numb the senses.
Look, I'm Team Mark most of the time. I'm gonna tell you guys that right now. Like, he helped me hide a car from Cat in Chicago. It was great. But in this case, Mark, I'm sorry, Team Cat.
No.
Yeah,
he's got to go get a Red Dead 2 dailies.
he's got 20 minutes to get his daily challenge.
He put it in the private.
Oh, fuck. They're actually a real thing.
Yeah, crash test dummies are real.
No, I have those too.
No, he didn't put it in the chat. He told you he's got to go get some dailies.
Police Academy action figures. I remember getting those. Let me zoom in on that. Yeah, I had that.
Those are a real thing. Oh, wow.
Yeah. There's they had a crash test little
I literally thought you were talking about physical crash test dummies.
No, it was the greatest. There was a Saturday morning cartoon.
I was like,
they were on every commercial.
I know your grandparents did a lot, but dude,
there were plushies.
Oh yeah, I was gonna ask Kat, did you have the dinosaurs action figures from the ABC hit show Dinosaurs?
Dude. Okay, I had baby Eclair. I did.
Nice.
I had the full size baby Eclair, and it broke my heart. Do you want to know what happened?
What happened?
Melted.
My asshole older cousin Ian lit it on fire in front of me.
Oh.
He was a teenager when we were little kids and everything.
That's why you don't grow up.
I remember this. He was 13 years old, and my brother was 8, and I was 5 at the time. And he got in trouble because he had cigarettes or something, and he thought us kids had said something or whatever about it.
I like cigarettes.
He snatched my baby Eclair from me and took his lighter and lit it on fire. And I remember that my big brother Keegan punched him and broke his nose. So,
way to go.
I love my big brother.
Hey, punching nose is one thing, but what time is it?
It's that
time to ride.
But yeah.
Rad. All right. So, Drew, where can people find you?
You can find me at the Comic Corp doing Comic Corp things. You can find the Instagram Villain Daily. Give us a follow over there at Villain Daily. Also, follow all the Mainframe Comic-Con accounts if you want to see some cool stuff, because there's going to be some cool stuff a week from tomorrow on Mainframe Comic-Con.
Kat, what's going on Cat Run and Cinema Figures?
We're doing a lot of scrubbing.
Okay, so Mark and I officially took over a store, and that's been a lot of work. However, I've got a couple live streams that are hopefully we're going to be happening this weekend, and just a lot of ups and some downs.
Yep.
Carson, where can everybody find you?
Well, I did a live stream today on youtube.com/cwoodard19 where I get a whole bunch of Ninja Turtle books, like this Kevin Eastman signed issue 74 and a bunch of early 2000s, late 90s Turtle books. So if you check out that live stream I did earlier today. Tomorrow afternoon, Mike Green and I are going to record Comics of the Atom. We're going to talk Spawn and the Foundation of Image. So that'll be a lot of fun to talk about that. And hopefully...
Talk about Angela.
We're going to talk about Angela for sure.
We might do
some
some Death
Angela.
Nuts. Maybe Death Nuts.
And then maybe, just maybe, because work schedules and changes and stuff, you may see me on Modern Men this week. If you do, it'll be a premiere. If not, it'll probably be live. So we're going to talk about Thor Volume 1, the Jane Foster run. So Andy's still confused. He may get it read in time. We'll see. He's still trying to figure out which Thor to read.
Might just be me talking to myself about Thor.
Yeah, and then we're going to talk confusing numbering as well. So I figured it was an appropriate topic for this particular read, because trying to track down this read, and even though it won the vote by a landslide, people are still like, "What are you reading again?" Like, you guys voted for it, and now it's, you just got to put Thor by Jason Aaron, and people love it. So yeah. That's what's going on with me.
You
Chad,
should vote Loki.
since Legend has to get his dailies, you need to sign us out, man.
Well, I know where you can find Legend starting next week. He's got a co-host. He's going to be on Mainframe Comic Con with a certain purple-haired chick. Does she have purple hair still?
Grimace?
Next week is going to be pretty cool. Mainframe Comic Con is happening live. We have to talk to Carson and a bunch of other people. I think Carson's going to be talking to Kevin Eastman again. I forgot to tell you that, Carson.
Woo! The sequel.
Bundle.
Go over to Mainframe Comic Con, get your con exclusive Broken Gargoyle Mainframe, a very, very limited print run. I think it was on somebody's speculation list. What else? Oh, and then Walt and Weezy are coming. We just got that announced.
Easy.
Easy like Wheezy.
Sunday's a pretty cool day. If you guys haven't got a chance to check out the schedule, we start off at noon in Hall A with none other than Donnie Cates, followed up by Tom Taylor, then and the artist, and it's the deceased panel. Then we will go right into Al Ewing's The Immortal Hulk and possibly an X-Men. And then next is Chris Cantwell on Iron Man, and then Greg Rucka, and then the Walking Dead reunion with a bunch of people.
A lot of surprises there as well. If you're a fan of the Walking Dead television show, you're not going to want to miss this.
Especially
if you do miss it, you're going to be the person being like, why wasn't I in the live chat for that, when you hear about it on Bleeding Cool the next day, or Hollywood Reporter the next day, or
Bleeding Cool,
TMZ the next day, because it's going to be making some waves, gang.
All right, without further ado, God bless. Good night.
Bye.
See you.
Sega.
Genesis.
Genesis.
How do I hit that?
Nintendo.